Let's get started.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial. I'm transmitting live. Yo,
Let's get down to business.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
All right.
for the underground world, every street and borough.
You may learn something.
You are now listening to the Joe Rogan Experience with Chico, Simon, Kamar, and your host, Matt Floyd.
Fucking lounge lizard over
That's
here.
my favorite one ever.
The dirty, lounge pedo. Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience.
Lounge pedo. It's just aggressive.
My name is Matt Floyd, joined as always by Kamar.
Welcome to the party.
And Simon.
I'm not doing that.
Do
What's
it.
going on?
Do it.
Gross.
Give us a sultry voice, Simon.
No, then I'll be associated with you pedos.
Wow, a lot of fucking heavy. It's like Epstein Island here.
I know, the whole thing sounds bad.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. What we do here is very simple. The three of us have listened to every episode of the Joe Rogan Experience this week. We're going to rate each episode as well as the week on a scale of 1 to 5 Jamie Vernons. We're then going to talk about each guest, the talking points, give our opinions, this, that, and the next. There are no patrons this week, so we're going to skip that portion of the
You want
episode.
to take that from me?
No, I like that.
Sorry, do you want to read a fake name off or something?
Do we have any patrons this week, Kay?
Thank you for asking, Simon. No, we do not. I was going to say there's so many we can't read them because we don't have time.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
tune
nice?
to the post, Joe. But I was shocked because
Tune into the post.
the weed fairy. I got visited
Yeah,
by
you're
the weed
welcome.
fairy.
There you go, buddy.
A couple nugs appeared on my phone, and wow, man, thanks for giving. Yes, there are no Patreons, but it doesn't matter. For those who don't know, the Patreon is our post Joe, where we talk about other things than Joe, but we still talk about Joe. We just fuck around after the show. It's an extension, if you will.
Get away from the status,
Thank you to
Joe.
old
Hi-yo.
Patreons and
Hey-yo.
new Patreons. We still love you, and you've got us 50% of the way there.
Thank you,
so
Patreon.
We got 126 now, which is crazy.
% to go.
I honestly remember setting the Patreon up at like 3 a.m. one day and being like, no one's ever going to join this.
This will kill my ego,
Yeah, and here we are.
and here we are.
Thanks to all of you.
Have you guys ever seen Are You
Mucho
Garbage?
gracias.
Have we ever seen what? Are You
The
Garbage?
podcast Are You Garbage?
No.
I hear it's getting some good...
They just blew up.
Come on, I asked you.
It's a great idea, though.
No,
it's a great premise for a podcast.
it's
Do you know the premise, Matt? Did they not talk about it on Rogan? Where did I hear all of this?
They might not have yet.
Oh, no, I heard Tripoli talk about it. He was on it. So you go on there, they ask you a bunch of questions about your life, and then they decide whether you're garbage.
And they are garbage. Like they know,
that's
they,
cool.
they know garbage.
But it's a great premise to get people to talk about their life
yeah.
with like an
Childhood.
ending, childhood, everything, with an ending that makes it... Oh, I guess it's only your childhood, Kamar?
Well, no, it's just how did you grow up?
Right.
What amenities did you have or not have?
Gotcha.
But
Are you garbage?
everyone is entertaining.
It's great. Great work.
No,
those
that's
guys.
awesome.
Yeah.
And their Patreon's only like $100,000 a month.
Only. Wow. They're
But
fucking struggling.
What the key they have is they do a live show.
Yeah.
Will they have people who are going to the show, I guess, tweet at them or whatever, and say something
Yeah.
that describes it as garbage, and then when they're doing the show, they scream out, and they'll talk to the person about that, and other people go, "I've done that too." Like
Those guys could incorporate like where people go up and read their diaries from when they were kids. It's that same
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
no,
feel
exactly.
to it.
One of the things though they designate as a garbage trait is brushing your teeth in the shower.
Oh, I do not do that.
I don't do that.
I do that.
You do that?
I may be garbage.
You are garbage.
It's where you're born, what kind of car you had. Did you have a car that did not work in your driveway? That sort of stuff. Anyways,
I just got rid of one.
they are fun.
It's here now.
And they're doing very well. I don't know why I talked about them.
Anyways, good for you, Kamar. Way to plug another great podcast.
Also, for plugging stuff, someone on the Patreon, owns a skateboard company, and we're going to give him a shout out.
Nice.
So shout out to...
And he's going to give us skateboards? Awesome.
No, he's not. He's a patron and he's a good dude. So we're going to shout out to Liberalis Skateboards. I hope I'm saying that right.
Thanks for the complete deck.
Thanks, man.
Go check them out on Instagram. Born in the UK, designed in California, made in Canada. Wow.
Send them over.
That's a lot
Interesting,
of
huh?
a lot of movement there.
Either way.
Trifecta.
Yeah, shout outs to them. Kamar, was that your week? Was that what we just did?
Nope.
No, that was a Patreon.
How's your week? How's your week?
Oh, I had a great week. I don't know if you guys know this, but I got a scooter.
Hey.
Segway electric scooter to help the environment, and it's embarrassing but handy to have around. And thank you to the Patreons to help me get that scooter. No,
He's joking. You guys did
Not
not buy him a
true.
scooter.
like I
ridiculous.
said, I'm having anxiety with the lockdowns being over and stuff to do, and I realize I don't want to do stuff, and I don't have an excuse not to do it. And I don't even know what you would do at a bar.
But what's the stuff you don't want to do? Just out of curiosity. Because you said you meet Keith every fucking Monday at
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday. Sorry.
And
do that.
that's fun.
That's it.
That's all you want to
But
do.
what's the
Well,
other
no,
things? So what are
every-
the other things people are inviting you to that you don't want to do?
Oh, no one's inviting me. I just know
They
I
exist.
know there's stuff to do.
Okay.
And I sit and sort of like, oh, should I go out? Like, especially because the weather's nice. I'm like, I said when the lockdown was on, oh, they're holding me back. But I realized I was holding me back. And it's just, I really, I resent the pandemic.
You
for
thought it was
exposing
the
that.
Vax passport, but now you realize it was just you.
Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah, I like
not
that.
want to get out there.
That's
And-
pretty funny, Kamar.
And the lockdowns we just went through, it was winter already. We were locked. Like I was so used to working and watching YouTube and repeating every day of the week and not feeling guilty about it because everyone else was basically doing the same thing. And now I just realized I'm old.
I mean, the original lockdown, that was the one where it felt the most like no guilt, you know?
Oh, I played Call of Duty for
Because
like
of the fear.
Because of the fear, we were like, stay in your house, you know, batten down the hatches. Sorry, Matt.
no, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I literally stayed at home and played Call of Duty for 10 hours a day, absolutely guilt free.
Yeah.
Like I would look at Mary and be like, "I'm gonna play video games." She's like, "Yeah, I mean, we have nothing to do, so go nuts."
So you-
and like all the boys were on because no one else had. You know what I mean? You'd call someone and be like, "Dude, you want to play games?" Like, "Yeah, I have nothing to do." Great, it was the best. But at
yeah.
the same time, it was shit.
Also, this week the whole Brendan Shob saga unfolded.
wow, yeah, Jesus.
We'll talk about the
We'll get it in the post, Joe.
I got
Joe?
so
Yeah,
into
yeah.
that, man.
But how I was thinking about it is like, you know, these sides, and you find out these other people have another one. Like recently, like everything's in relation.
Yeah.
Like it's not like one person put a podcast, so you have questions. Like the other people put out the retort or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I thought about telling it to my mother or something like, "Who are you talking about?"
Yeah,
And
seriously.
so it's another dimension of meaningless shit.
It feels-
Yeah,
Or you
100%.
could be like, "Oh, this is intense," and that's just leads to. There's so many dimensions of caring about stuff.
It's funny you mention that though, because I read a Reddit thread this week, and again, you can give this as much credence as you want. This guy said he was at a comedy show, I think in LA, I assume LA, and he said Bobby opened the show, and he said Bobby killed.
Bobby Kelly?
No, Bobby Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he said Bobby Lee didn't mention any of the beef, the drama. There was no mention of Shob, no mention of any of it. He just went up, did his job, killed, got laughs the whole time, left the stage. Fast forward 3 comedians later, apparently Sam Tripoli goes up, and all he talked about was how there's this Bobby Lee beef, and the guy was saying, he's like, most of the people in the audience aren't aware of this. They're just out for a night of comedy. They don't know these, like, the inner workings of the comedy beef
Stuff doesn't matter. No one cares.
That's exact. Yeah, and he was like, it ruined like a good night of comedy because this guy couldn't get over the ego of like what's going on behind the scenes. I just thought it was interesting.
I think Tripoli feels like he has to stand up for people. I don't know. Anyways.
I'd have to hear it, but
Yeah, I
that's just a
haven't heard it
report.
Well, again, like I said, I read a Reddit thread. Who knows how much fucking I said, give it as much credence as you want. It was an interesting take that if that's true.
And it was also crazy watching crypto crash this week.
Yeah, Simon came in here the other day and I was it was insane.
It may be the Ponzi scheme it was sold as.
Well,
Hold on, you
Matt and I-
wait.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Matt and I looked at the story of that one. Which one was that?
Luna?
Yeah.
That is a Ponzi scheme. Not all crypto is necessary, but there were definitely some fucking shady shit going on, man.
This last week has totally like affected any confidence.
Yeah, but I think
What
again,
did I say to you?
let's do this again
Now's
though.
the time to get in.
Kamar, you've only been in crypto. All of us have only been, and again, we're very small investors in crypto when I say that.
Tiny.
So tying us up to steal $400 of crypto is a real waste of your time. If you've been in crypto since like 2012, this is probably your 5th iteration of this, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot more people who have just been like I was talking to a friend yesterday in New York, and like it's wiped them out.
And if the new crypto wants to discredit the old crypto, it seems like that's all happening. And the next iteration will be Crypto 3.0, and that's going to be run by fucking Klaus Schwab, right? Kamar?
White Kamar?
White Kamar?
Easy, Bugs Bunny.
Whoa. White Kamar?
Simon, how was your week?
Oh, well, my week was very exciting, Matthew. First of all, did I mention last week about the flu?
What the hell?
I had this like idea
did to me.
about
You
the flu.
did to
Oh,
me.
just to you.
What happened to verbatim?
I changed my mind.
Audible. No.
So just we won't get bogged down, but just as an idea, I thought about this. Okay, so there are 2 new variants of COVID coming. This is going to be the same for years and years and years. Our flu that we have now before COVID was the remnants of the Spanish flu 100 years ago.
Yeah.
That finally died out to a point that wasn't, I mean, it's still bad.
Still kills people.
Kills people.
Yeah, household flu.
But it's, nobody is...
Most people get it once a year.
Nobody's shutting down businesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we have this, and it won't be 100 years because our medicine is much better now. But 20 years of this next COVID, It's just, I never thought of it that way. But that is exactly, I think, just a guy who plays a doctor on television or a scientist on television.
The only wrench is this current COVID really isn't that bad. It already is a flu.
Well, maybe that's, okay, sure.
The Spanish flu, I think, was much worse.
We didn't have vaccines back then, Kamar. I know you don't like to talk about that part of it, but that is a possibility. Anyways, moving on. Elon Musk, Antichrist. We'll get to it in the post, Joe. So,
How was your week?
yeah, my brother, has a whole operation of potted plants up there.
Yes. Yeah. Did something happen to them?
Yeah, something happened to them. So it was really hot. My mom was pouring some of the pots. They're all in terracotta pots, if that has anything to do with anything. Pouring the dirt into a paper bag to move it down. I don't know why she did it up there and didn't just move the pots downstairs. That's a discussion for another day. So as she did that, there was a fire. My brother...
In the paper bag.
In the paper bag, the earth caught on fire. My brother comes running into the house, gets the fire extinguisher, runs by. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I follow him out. My mom's burnt her hand.
Your mom caught on fire.
My mom caught on fire. Apparently this happens sometimes. And like I was telling Matt earlier, the puck, I think, when I was looking through the burning roots, I could see these little smoldering pucks of something. And I think it might have been the fertilizer of some sort, maybe manure, because when they wanted to keep fires burning back in the day, they would use the manure, I think, to move that fire around so they would be able to start it in another place.
It sounds like a convincing story, but I have just one question.
Just one?
Is it possible... Can you say without a doubt that you didn't put any cigarettes out in those potted plants?
Well, I can say for sure I didn't.
Your mother could have put a joint out in it?
Kamar?
No, well, she wouldn't. She
Why would his mother put a
She
joint
respect
out?
the plants.
Okay, I mean, listen, anything is possible. We looked online and apparently this happens sometimes. You can get this combustion of...
My only close thing was I once put incense in a pot in plant.
Yeah.
And fell asleep and woke up. It was on fire.
Really?
Yeah, I almost died.
So that must have been some fertilizer in there. Otherwise, what caught on fire?
What? Yeah,
So I think we're on the right track here.
but just like the little
heat.
What is it? Ember
Ember. Yeah.
from the incense stick.
Well, those actually get pretty hot if you've ever
think it does. I think it
touched the
does.
metal there. It's
so there's something
pretty
to it, whether it's the
conductive.
roots or something is flammable. in a
No,
pot
I
plant.
think it's something. It's either those little white, there's white fertilizer pellets in the
yeah,
earth,
yeah.
or like I'm thinking it's some sort of manure that's just mixed into the earth itself.
And there's phosphate in fertilizers, and we know phosphate is super.
And we know they use fertilizer to make bombs,
Exactly.
so could have been a disaster.
Thank God for your mom's okay.
Yeah, well, there you go. I'll give her your
How
best
French Canadian.
wishes.
Thank God for your mom's okay.
What the week?
And there you go. That's my week.
I had a good week. It was warm. New Kendrick album. It was warm. Got a little color. That
How
was
warm
nice.
was it?
It was so hot you could fry an egg on the sidewalk.
I mean, I really like that, but it was oppressively hot.
It was so hot, my
For
balls
May.
and leg are now one, man. It was
Yeah.
gross.
I really think, though, that is the big difference between being able to enjoy those really hot days and not, is having the refuge of AC. Because it's the nights where, sleeping in that kind of heat is bleh.
Yeah, I agree.
It's also technically not supposed to get that warm for another month.
I mean, what does that have to do with anything? Like, your body's not adjusted
If you were to
to
believe
it?
in the planet heating up and like it's
Oh, I
you don't-
see.
you don't
Gotcha.
believe in that.
hotter.
Yeah, no, Kamar doesn't buy into that.
I do when it affects my sleep. It's so hot.
All right, well, Kamar, you want to go over the guest list?
You're just riding your scooter around at night to keep cool?
I'd love to. I mean, this week, Matt, it gave me pause. It gave me pause because these are all repeat guests, and I wonder how long we can keep doing repeat guests before we lose our minds.
We want Bigfoot.
That
We want
being
aliens.
said, we start off 1850 in the Black Keys. Dan Auerbusch, the
Black
outspoken
Key,
Dan Auerbach,
maybe.
and Patrick Carney. Followed by The Godfather, 1816, Gad, Sad. Oh no, Errol Hawani's uncle.
He just is sad.
1817, Hotel Jesus. And finish off the week with everyone's favorite mom, 1818, Christina P.
More like Motel Jesus.
There you go. Now you're on fire. I only said hotel because that's what it autocorrected. to.
Yes, I get it. Jamar.
I give it a 2.
Oh, dude, I am on fire.
I'll give it a 2.3.
I will fucking Will Smith the shit out of you. I
Please
give it a 2.
jump over the table and slap the living piss out of him.
Matthew, hit that button, baby.
We have an
Under
agreement.
protest.
No, there's no
No,
fucking
you're under
protest.
protest. You're under
Ah,
protest.
you guys are bound. It doesn't matter.
What a shit maneuver that was. I knew he was going to pull that too. I actually thought it was going to be you, to be honest.
Kamar, can you grab me something right outside that door?
The emperor has no
Lock him out.
clothes. The emperor has no clothes.